birthday, Grandpa. I hope you have a great birthday. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. Love you.
Happy birthday, great grandpa. I love you. I love you.
Max loves you too, even though he can't talk. Hey, bud.
Happy birthday, great grandpa. I love you.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Happy 80th.
Happy 80th birthday, Grandpa. You're very cool. I think you're also smart and also funny.
Hey, Grandpa. You ready to see Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
Happy birthday, Grandpa. I love you.
One story I have of Grandpa is whenever he comes to visit, he comes and gives us, make sure we always have plenty of ice cream in the house. Or he either takes us out to get treats. Love you, Grandpa.
My favorite memories of Grandpa are of him telling his grandchildren stories. Whether it's something he just made up to keep us entertained, or if it was him telling us an adventure he's been on in his life. It didn't matter to me. I just loved sitting there looking up at him as he sat on the couch, listening to what he was saying. I always enjoyed it, and I always cherish memories.
Hi, Grandpa. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a fantastic week and a fantastic day. One of my favorite memories I have with you is when my family came here to Rexburg to visit you guys, and I remember getting to have a sleepover at Grandma and Grandpa's house and just spending a day with you and getting to cook and flip through pictures and just talk, and it was such a special time for me, and I hope you're having a fantastic week, and happy birthday, and I love you so much. Mwah.
I have lots of fun, silly, enjoyable, and crazy memories with Grandpa. One of those memories is sitting on his lap while he tells me wacko stories he's made up. I love Grandpa so much.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. So one thing that I remember always enjoying doing with you is going to those different track meets. And I just remember always having a good time going with you and just being able to talk to you about lots of different things and like talk about how the runners are doing. And then another thing that I really appreciate about you is that I've learned a lot about how to be a good minister by looking at your example. And one thing that I remember about that is that one time we went to a football game to watch Alex Courtright, and I thought that was really fun and a really nice thing to do for your ministering family. So I really appreciate you, and I love you so much.
One fun memory I have with Grandpa was back when I was in 3rd grade and in Cub Scouts. It was time for the Pinewood Derby, and so Grandpa and I, we worked on our car together. We made this black and orange pickup truck with some weights in the back to make it go faster. It didn't end up doing too well, probably because I didn't listen to Grandpa's advice and didn't spin the wheels enough with graphite, but it was a really fun time, and I really enjoyed bonding with Grandpa that way, working on the car.
So one of my favorite memories of Grandpa, it's just a little thing, but something that's always stuck out to me and about who he is I remember one day sitting in church next to Grandpa and seeing him writing down all these little notes on his sacrament meeting program. And I asked him what all of these notes were, and he said it's because he liked to write little notes and thank people for giving talks. He said it was kind of a private thing he does. He usually doesn't make a big deal about it, but to me that just showed how thoughtful Grandpa is and how much he cares about people and wants to make them feel loved. And I have so many other good memories of Grandpa. He was always a great supporter of me as I did choir and theater, and I loved hearing Grandpa's thoughts on every choir concert and all the songs that he loved, because he just cared about me and likes to make sure people know the things he appreciates about them and the things that he values. So happy birthday, Grandpa. I love you.
So it's no surprise some of my favorite memories with Grandpa are the stories that he would tell me, because all of my best memories of Grandpa are of him asking me what kind of story do I want. And more often than not, I would always want a scary story. And so Grandpa would try and make one up off the top of his head and would always, you know, be very serious with them. He'd always do the voice changes. And a lot of the stories I can still remember, not enough to like retell them, but enough where I can remember like key details from stories that I know for a fact he made up within like 10 minutes notice that I wanted a story. And those are some of my favorite memories of, you know, hanging out at their townhouse in Vegas or, you know, their house in Vegas and sitting next to Grandpa while he came up with story after story after story for me over and over and over again. And those are my favorite memories, are of Grandpa just being as creative as possible, because Grandpa, you were always such an amazing storyteller, and that's my favorite thing about you. I love you, and I hope you have an amazing 80th birthday.
Hey Grandpa, happy birthday. Wanted to send a quick message and share one of my favorite things about you, and it's just how big your heart is and how often you're willing to help someone and how easily you do it. I ran into someone at a ward party up here in Wisconsin, and she knew you and remembered you from her time in College Station. Her son-in-law was the bishop of the ward there, but you ministered to his family, and she remembered how often you would go above and beyond, putting his family first, and times when he and his wife would go on vacation, and this lady, the grandma, would go and help watch the kids, and you would show up unannounced and just make sure that everything was okay, that she had the support and everything that she needed. And then even one time when one of the kids had a baseball game to go to and she wasn't able to help take him there, and so you stepped up and you took the kid to the baseball game. And that story just perfectly describes you, how much you care for people, and just how willing you are to help. And that is my favorite thing about you. Happy birthday, Grandpa. I love you.